I'm so excited to be here. I love coming back to my alma mater. Like they said, I graduated from this school in May 2015 with the BS in engineering management. And we see how that career went. Uh, my mom was so upset when she realized the BS stood for backup solution, just in case this comedy thing didn't go so well. But it's been going well. I'm at this incredible event in front of you beautiful people. I hope you're doing fine. Earlier, I saw a lady leaving Walmart with only a plunger, so we know how she's doing. Uh, Pretty eventful day, if you ask me. Yesterday was a very eventful day for me. It was a day of celebration. I was celebrating two things. One, it was March 14th, also known as 314 Day. 314 Day, as you can see, is a day me and a few others in this room celebrate the great city of St. Louis, home of the toasted ravioli, home of the St. Paul sandwich, and home of the Los Angeles Rams. Yesterday, I also celebrated my 5-year anniversary of stand-up comedy. And it has been a crazy emotional roller coaster, man. Like, I've experienced some highs, like performing in sold-out shows, to lows, like performing at a bowling alley during happy hour, you know? Which was brutal. Like, nothing humbles you more than the sound of pins falling as you're trying to tell jokes. And someone in the back screaming, "Turkey! Whoa!" That's what I'm talking about. So why stand-up comedy? Why choose something that makes you so vulnerable? It's because growing up, I had a huge fear of failure, to the point I was afraid to take chances. I was afraid to step outside my comfort zone, and I was vulnerable to other people's judgment of me. So I had a confidence issue. So growing up, I admired that lady that was like leaving Walmart with only, cause you know the confidence you gotta have to walk out of Walmart with only a plunger? And I didn't have that. Like, that couldn't have been me. I would at least wore some camouflage, had that memory eraser like Men in Black. Like, I was just that kid. And I grew up like that. My fears made me timid. My fears held me back. Like, I was that kid that was afraid to read out loud in class. I was that kid that was afraid of that moment when you had to stand up and introduce yourself to the class. Hated that. I was nervous for no reason of life. I remember in 6th grade, this girl I had a huge crush on blew me a kiss from across the room. And I panicked because it was all eyes on me. And everyone turned to see my reaction. My friends turned around. My teacher turned around. Even my mama was peeking through the blinds like, "What you gonna do with that kiss, baby?" And I was sweaty. I was nervous. I stopped licking the Kool-Aid powder off the palm of my hands. I grabbed the kiss, and I ate the kiss. It was so pathetic, you know? But those fears I had made me respond that way. Like, I have way more game than that, y'all. Like, I do. I just want to go around eating kisses. But I was tired of being that guy. So on March 14th, 2013, I gathered enough courage to go beyond my comfort zone and perform stand-up at a talent show on this campus. And it was a life-changing experience because at that point, I didn't care about what people had to say about me. I didn't care about being judged. And I didn't care about failing because I did the hard part already. The hard part is taking that step into the unknown, taking that first step. But once I got on stage, nothing else mattered. Like, I appreciated the moment. If they didn't laugh, I didn't care. Like, I got on stage, I got to that moment. And that's all I cared about. It's like that time in 2007 when LeBron James led the Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. Now, no one in their right mind expected them to beat the San Antonio Spurs. If they would have, it would have been historic. But we were more impressed that he led that sorry roster to the NBA Finals. We were more impressed that he got to that moment. So that was me back in 2013. I was happy that I got to that moment. I was happy that I took that step outside of my comfort zone, not knowing the outcome. Because that's the hard part, right? That's the part that's scary. You never know. It's not a guarantee when you take that step that the outcome is going to be desirable. There's a good chance you may fail. And if you do, at least you tried. So appreciate the attempt. the first time I ever took a step outside my comfort zone that I can recall, it did not go as planned. And it turned out to be my most embarrassing moment and the main reason I started living a life in my comfort zone. I was in fourth grade, and my mom signed me up for a talent show. As you can see, I have a thing for talent shows. She signed me up for a talent show, and I had two jobs: sing Genuine and pass out roses to the little girls. All I had to do. I was a playboy. My mom was crazy. But it did not go as planned, because this may come as a shocking fact to you all, but in fourth grade, your boy had hair. I had a box curl with finger waves on the side, and it was very juicy, and I didn't know that as I was on stage doing my thing, the juices was dripping, and it was creating a wet spot on the stage. And so as I was performing and walking left to right, I slipped and I fell very hard. I hit a James Brown split. The roses flew everywhere, but I still held on to the microphone. And it was embarrassing. I was crying, like I died on the inside, and it was quiet, and all I heard was my mom's voice. Get up, baby. Just get on up. And that scarred me. Like, I was so scarred and so hurt that I found the recording of it, and I threw it away. So, Mom, I know if you're watching, if you're looking for that tape, it's at the bottom of the Mississippi River, if you really want to see that. But I started living my life in my comfort zone. But I realized that you need discomfort in life to grow a little bit. And it's in times of being uncomfortable when you rediscover yourself and you realize you can do more than you're capable of. So living a life in your comfort zone can be a very bittersweet thing. Like, yes, you're living a life with little to no stress and little to no risk. So on one hand, you're gaining peace, but on the other hand, you're gaining relationship weight. And nobody likes relationship weight. Ain't nothing like getting comfortable in a relationship and you gaining 10 pounds. Like, relationship weight sticks on you harder than a kid knowing you got apps on your phone. But that's what comfort zone does. When you get comfortable, it has that effect on you. And I've been in the gym really trying to work this relationship weight off, but I almost stopped going because I was in an uncomfortable situation with some baby boomers. I was in a hot tub just hanging out, chilling with some baby boomers, and we were having a great discussion. And as they were leaving the hot tub, I quickly realized I was the only one wearing bottoms. I was sitting in that, yo. I had so much fun in that hot tub, and I was so frustrated, and I wanted to say something to them, but they were vets, and you have to respect the troops. And I'm a military kid. Like, my mom did 20 years in the Army and retired. My dad did 3 years in the Navy, but he didn't retire. He got moved to a different department within the government where he had to make sure people got what they had coming for him. He was a mailman. And it sucks growing up with your dad a mailman. There's no such thing as being your parents' home to get the report card out the mail. But comedy was a way for me to overcome my fear of failure. Comedy was a way for me to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So find something you always say no to and just say yes. See what happens. My yes was me getting on stage at a talent show. Your yes could be you saying yes to skydiving, or saying yes to asking that girl out, or becoming an Uber driver. Who knows what your yes is? But you will start seeing how refreshing life is when you start doing things that scare you. I was a victim of my comfort zone. And then I turned into a conqueror of my comfort zone and started experiencing all that life has to offer beyond it. And if I can do it, you can too. Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Nick.